All right, everyone. What we can start with too is just a little arriving and getting here. For some of us, it's 9 a.m. For some of us, it's 6 p.m. or something, right? Yeah. Some of us noon. So wherever you are, just taking a deep breath, feeling where your body meets the world on a chair or a bed or a couch, the floor. Just feeling the support of that being held. And the quietness, the space that can be here. All right. So let's hear what that mind might have been chattering to you about, what you've been noticing. And I know it's so much volumes, lots of sounds, lots of concepts that it'll say sometimes. And just sharing whatever appears. See where we go with an inquiry, with a thought. A few people also shared with me the thought, I'm not doing it right. So that can be an interesting one, but let's hear what you're all experiencing. I love Abby's on the road. Maybe we'll hear from you first, Abby. See if you can, I'll unmute you and see.
Sure. We'll probably have to, I'll mute myself when I'm not talking because I don't know what kind of noises will come up.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of, a lot of stuff came up this morning, like with the I'm not doing it right. And then I had this thought of who am I without the constructs that I've built around myself of who am I if I give up the need to be thin? And who am I if I give up all the other constructs? Like, who am I going to be without those external things that I think are validating to me or make me appear more attractive? I don't know what the word I'm looking for, or more acceptable, or someone that I see as someone as I see as acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's where the realization also came of like how I have seen everything that I've done has been in an attempt to mold my image, and ultimately probably, I know that there's pieces that are authentically me, I'm not saying that, but that it's become this like everything has to be about my image, and that in and of itself was not an image I want. Like I was never supposed to be one of those people who did that, and I am. So it's some interesting realizations this morning. Yeah, and I'm uncomfortable in general. It's just a really scary time, I guess. So
Yeah. I love you staying, that you're just continuing to share. I mean, what else? It's like just watching the flow and the movement. It's something to, well, what's happening now? And now what's happening, and kind of just letting it be there. And yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I can mute you in between. All right, Teresa. Hello.
Oh, me. All right. I also did some journaling this morning and had lots of interesting thoughts come up. The main one that I noticed yesterday was anytime I thought about going to the new module, was I can't do this, I'm doing this wrong. And so Nanu and I did some work on that this morning, but that was very fascinating to see, to hear, yeah, so lots of interesting, I mean, goodness gracious, when you here, let's see, when you start writing, can you see?
Yeah.
Like it's just it's all in there.
Yeah.
All in there.
Which is actually, it's like how amazing. I think how amazing that it's all in
Yeah.
there and I can see it, kind of. Yeah. There is something about that making it available, what we, the things I just find, and it feels like it's so huge and so much, and like it's just so busy, and even that you can question, like it's too much to question.
Yeah.
Is it true? It's good. Yeah. Yeah. But thank you.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right. Nanu, hello, my dear.
Hello, I feel I know all of you because I've been listening to the to the videos on the telephone.
Oh, so good.
You haven't heard me yet because my belief is that I have to watch all the videos before I can say anything on there. And so on Monday I was on 59 videos to watch, I think, and today I'm on maybe under 20. So I'm getting there.
I love it. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And so I did the work this morning. Well, for me it was this afternoon on if I lose the thought I want to lose weight, I will hurt my health.
Ah, cool. What'd you
And
find? Yeah.
that's with the turnaround. It was just a small opening, just a crack, because the parent in me it's quite strong. I want to lose weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been changing the way I'm eating since beginning of January.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought that's hooking on that is I don't want to ruin the effort, my effort that I have done since January.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes I really love the prompt. I want to lose weight or I need to lose weight, and it means.
Yes.
See the stressful pieces, because we're not saying we're obliterating weight loss ever from the face of the earth. Just the way the mind will kind of take it as forever, like sitting with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just like maybe this way of eating that you've been doing, just noticing if it's very supportive, that can be wonderful. And it's whatever parts. I was like noticing, I just have always, it's been very helpful to notice to me that I thought it meant suffering and vigilance and criticism and like doing hard things. So that would go with, that's what weight loss is. Nice question. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Laura, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I just had my doorbell ring and I'm like, oh, do I really want to go get that? No. My time, go away.
Yeah.
This weekend and yesterday were more uncomfortable for me, not because of food, just because of everything else that was going on. Mm. So I just watched how I used food to distract from what was going on emotionally. And so I worked at just sitting with the emotions and noticing what would happen if I didn't turn to food. And sometimes I did, and sometimes I didn't. So in my mind, I am still obsessed with food because I'm watching all of it. I'm still, this whole thing is about me and food. So I think, and I think, and I think, and I think. I'm just noticing, trying to slow it all down. Slow my thinking down. Writing helps me to slow it down. Listening to all the videos slows it down. And it feels better when I slow it down. And I think the reason I know that it's working is because I feel out of control. Changing. And I don't understand the change. It's new, so it feels new to me. Therefore, I deem that something is working, something is changing, and that's what I want. I don't know if the change is where exactly. I know that I want it to be beyond what's happening here, but I think it's heading in the right direction. What I believe. Only listen. I must be buying into. I never thought I'm not doing it right or I'm not doing it fast enough until I listened to all of you, and I went, maybe I'm not. Not doing it fast enough, which is my buy-in. Nothing to do with you guys. So you keep on worrying about that if that's what you need to worry about. But thank you for visit that, which I have. And I think what I was worried about was not finding, because there's so many avenues of information and where they're coming in from, understanding logically where to find everything. And I think I've got that now. I think it's pretty clear on your website and very organized now that I can see it. So I'm really comfortable with 2 weeks to be able to go through all the videos. I think that's a long time. And so I'm just going to do it as I feel that I can, that my brain can absorb. So I'm doing good. I did a lot of good yesterday. So I'm not worrying about food so much, and I'm actually finding that I have energy to get other things done, things that I have just avoided. And so that feels good. By the end of the day, for a number of reasons, I was in bed by 7, I think. And then I felt guilty about that, but I did it anyway. And then got some input from outside on things that were being done for me on my website, and that engaged me, and I felt plenty of energy to do all those things that I needed to do. So, and some pretty fun things happened out of that. So overall, I feel good. So thank you for letting me talk slow.
Yeah.
Taking my time. Thank you, everybody.
Love it.
Very touched by Jess. I noticed that she's not here today. Teresa, I absolutely understand the whole dental thing. I'm grateful I'm not with you on that. I'm grateful I'm not there. And just love listening and hearing from everybody. So thank you for being here.
Yeah. Thank you, Laura. So sweet. All right. Julia. Hello, my dear.
Yes, hello. Yeah, I have been, looking at many things. So, and it's like everything becomes more, how you say, visible. So there will be, as you say, so many things that maybe I am there where I don't know where to start and what to look at, because it can seem like this never-ending story. But what I saw about my food pattern, and also looking back in the family history, is like this feeling of there's not enough. And I remember that there were certain food objects in my family that we were only allowed to have at special occasions because we couldn't control it. It was maybe ketchup or something like that. We will eat it like so fast that we couldn't have it. And at the same time, we were brought up with this. In the 70s, you know, that there was always people in need that it would be we had to think about. So there was this guilt or shame around really wanting to not to have enough and wanting to, and I just remember it always also felt like shame around being so greedy and couldn't, not wanting to allow others to have, because my mind was about I need to have this, and if they take it or I give the best piece away, there will not be enough for me. So I see that this pattern is there, and the eating is around thinking that there's not enough, and also seeing that there's this voice around food that I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. A very angry voice that I want to have it and nobody can tell me what to do. And that voice is just wants to eat and wants to smoke and wants to do all these things, even though it leads me into like misery. So it's again double-sided.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I love noticing that angry rebel. It's and just the survival loop, you know, like it's my survivor talking. I need to survive. There could be there's not enough now, and there won't be enough later, or you have to grab it because it's scarce. It's just, yeah, powerful to watch all that. So
There's a lot of sadness underneath that survival mode. I can feel that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. All right, Trudy. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hiya, how are you?
Good.
Hi, everybody. I've been still questioning about, not liking reality. And I still don't like it. That's a fact. But, I really did have quite a bit of inquiry going on because of the few different things that I was objecting to in reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I just noticed like a direct correlation between binging on all of the things that were wrong with reality while binging on the food and the cigarettes. And I went, there you go. It was like, it is that kind of distraction. Okay, take my attention off it, because I can't make peace with it, and then I got annoyed with myself for being stuck in 3 and not being able to drop the thought. And why was I still in story? And that wasn't okay. So then I had to question, what's so good about being in question 3 anyway? Because I was rejecting this thing of a story. And I realized that it was just such an incredibly kind thing to do, to allow yourself to be in 3.
Yes.
Really be in 3. And I think that, inquiry, sometimes we're jumping to 4.
Right.
And we're going into, oh, well, who would I be without the thought? And, that can very subtly be a bypass of the real, genuine feelings that are being experienced in 3. So I embraced that and allowed myself that space, and it felt very kind.
Oh, beautiful.
And then I noticed about number 4 that actually, who would I be? Well, often we say I would be kinder to myself or kinder to that person, but that's another identity. It's another story. They're more thoughts. So in truth, who am I in question 4? Nobody. There is nothing. There is nobody. It's only stillness. And then I see, okay, well, I'm just binging my way out of that stillness, filling it up with all the crap, chocolate and sweets and all this stuff, because I think in my head that those things are tastier than stillness.
Yeah.
Something is believing that, that's more interesting.
Yeah.
The mind is so preoccupied with itself. It's so vain that it thinks that it has something better than stillness to offer me. And so I could just see how I was just leaving peace there in that moment then. So I do still have a lot of things in reality. This week, my friend went to the hospice. She's dying of cancer. She's 41. She has 4 children. the family will be separated because the 2 older children are with a different dad. Massively sad, massively unacceptable to me, you know? But at the same time, okay, I don't like it. It's not my preference. And as Katie says, I can have my preference. It's not going to change anything. Reality is still going to do what reality is going to do, but it's there, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's okay that it's there. If I don't like it, I don't like it. I just watch that underlying belief of forcing yourself to accept reality and make peace with it. Just watch that you're not doing that in such an unkind way that
Right.
you're telling yourself, you know, I should like it. It should be okay with me. It's not okay, and that's it.
Yeah.
That is a terribly tragic situation. Tragedy is all over this world. Everybody in this planet, not one of us will escape without suffering in some way. And yes, it's all because we're believing our thinking, but it doesn't mitigate or bypass that experience happens and it is real.
Yeah.
So that's my check-in for today.
Just profound. Thank you, Trudy. Yeah.
Thank
I once
you.
heard Katie, there was a woman, we met at our first school, and we traded a lot of the work together, you know, on the phone. She lived far away. And we came back, and we're both at a New Year's cleanse. And I knew her, I had been sitting with her, constantly working the same thought. It was about a relationship that was just on and off and on and off, and not like for a decade, you know, and this tumultuous relationship that was so difficult for her. And so she said, you know, I'm just not getting this work. I'm not doing it. And Katie said, I love the response. It was, take like however long, like you take 4 days to do question 1, off and on all day long. Is it true? Like whatever one, like first write the judge your neighbor, and then another 4 days to do question 3. What happens when I believe this is true? You know, and then another 4 days, and you're even gonna, there might be rotating back, but I just was really moved by that simple suggestion, like just staying with the question.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of what you speak of, you know, like we're just, it takes how long it takes. And I've had turnaround examples that come to me 3 months after the inquiry.
Yeah.
So it's an example.
Yeah. And, you know, Katie said, you know, that the addiction, it lets go of you. You don't let go of it. And it occurred to me through this week that the thought will let go of me. I won't let go of it. You know, who would I be to hold on to the thought or to let go of it? Either way, I would be a doer. It's none of my business.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, Trudy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Something so precious about that. Very forgiving about that with we've had these experiences of, why am I doing the same thing over and over? You know. Oops, I'm going to keep you unmuted.
Oh, sorry. No, I just joke and I just say, oh, I'm years of inquiry. I should know better. You know.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is it true? All right. And Gabrielle is here. Hello, Gabrielle. Are you able to share? Yes, good.
Yeah, I'm still coughing, so I'm keeping myself muted and doing all kinds of things like picking my nose and things that you don't want to see. Thank you, everybody, for the sharing so far, what I heard. I came in a little late. Excuse me. So where I am today, I don't have anything really profound. It's just probably just a pure check-in. I'm super busy this week, which always puts me at the grab food sort of mode because I don't have time to cook. So I have, you know, I'm going to cook something today, which will be good. Just to have something available that's better than a burrito.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So anyway, and so I think the thing I noticed this morning is, oh, that trend of the scale going down. Stop. Mm, you know. So it's total. I know how ridiculous the scale is. It is just. I mean, it
Yeah.
has really nothing to do with reality. But I had been weighing and thinking, oh, this is good. I'm like eating when I'm hungry and stopping when I'm full. And now, last night was a kind of a little bit of a scary night because when I was in my last session, there was a massive, like a power explosion right on the side of my house,
Wow.
and and we were in a blackout for hours because a power line had gone down. So that it just threw everything off, and I just was like,
Yeah.
it's amazing how fragile this work is for me. It's good. I feel solid, and then something happens and I'm thrown off again, and just keep, I guess, just, I mean, I was into some cheese eating behavior before I even really knew that I was eating because it was stressful.
Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah.
And that's kind of, and I just, my goal or whatever is to just catch it sooner. And I know it happens. I know that can happen.
Yeah.
I know it just, yeah. So,
Yeah.
just keep questioning.
Mhm.
Got into a whole thing about that I was talking about last time about being passive, wanting to be passive, and having uh, some friends that were being passive about contacting and making plans,
Mm. Right.
and I was questioning with myself, and this is probably something to ask you, that if I I did the work on it, I got to some really interesting and good stuff. I felt like the stress relieved, but then I was with my friend on Sunday and I wanted to talk to her about it. Now,
Yeah.
had I really done the work, I probably wouldn't have needed to talk to her about it.
That's a good one. Sometimes I find the living turnaround that appears is in the moment, like a conversation happens.
That's
I mean,
kind of how it happened, but
yeah, yeah. Like you kind of recognize something, and you just see. Sometimes that's a good one. Noticing, is that actually true? And maybe it is, but you get to sit with it. Because I've often had inquiry happen, and then it leads to a conversation.
it was kind of a conversation where I was subtly asking for her to change.
Oh, well, good catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, like, you know, I don't want you to do all the work, but I want you to meet me halfway on our friendship. I want you to reach out to me, and so
Yeah.
I'm like making demands,
Yeah.
gentle demands, but and I could sense that she was uncomfortable with it, like feeling really pressured by my little subtle demands, Anyway, so that's where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
That's also probably part of the cheese.
Yeah. And I like noticing, there's this fabulous story that really made it a lot to me. Like Katie, it's in one of the books. She's talking about Stephen eating something that she liked in the refrigerator. And she's like, oh, how did I know he was supposed to eat it? I bought it for myself. But how did I know he's supposed to eat it? He ate it. And she went and told him, next time you see one of those, please ask me first.
Yeah. Good.
I like that. It's like
the logistics of being in a relationship. Yeah.
Making a request. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Sweet. Thank you. All right. And we're still checking in, and Donnie's here. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Anything you want to share about what you're noticing, about your thoughts, where you are today?
Actually, very peaceful.
Oh, sweet. Sweet.
I had a terrible weekend, but I'm
Mm.
fine.
Mm. Those terrible weekends.
Actually, it's only terrible in one sense. What happened is I got this vertigo, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The world was turning around. I couldn't even walk.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Had to take an ambulance to the hospital, etc.
Wow.
Yeah. So it seems it feels like dying.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't want to keep living like that.
Yeah.
You know, throwing up everything and dizzy and helpless and all that. But
Yeah.
the amazing thing was that all along the way, it felt like awareness is watching all this
Ah,
in a very, very peaceful way. Like it didn't bother at all. I was really peaceful. So I was amazed to have this experience.
yeah.
I don't want to have it again,
Yeah. Right.
but still it was really experiencing awareness is something that accepts everything,
That's beautiful.
including death. It felt like dying, and that was okay also.
Yeah. Love
Yeah.
that. Thank
So
you.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
The short version,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for
Still,
sharing that, you know.
still dizzy a little bit, but I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. So, all right, everyone. The thought is like somehow looking at, from what you all shared, you know, just noticing these, an experience of reality that feels very alarming, you know, and just watching how we relate to it and how that does sometimes have a after of eating, you know, or being moved to eat, kind of do whatever eating does, grounding ourselves, or not eating sometimes is the, you know, don't eat. Maybe just holding that as a place to, like, we're looking at, I'm not safe. And you can hold your, whatever the situation is, maybe it has nothing to do with food and eating. Several of you mentioned kind of big things that happen that feel alarming, or it's not your preference, you don't like it, sad. So how would you, we can you know, sit with, in that situation, I'm not safe. But if you have something that appears that, you know, like you really want to question, just speak up right now. That it's a different way to word the concept. Just watching it is. Here it is, reality. I love one of you said, what, Laura, I think, you know, this whole thing is about me and food. And I thought, in the big, like me and taking it in reality, because that's, food is like merging with reality in a way in that moment. So then things happen and we say, I don't like it, or something, I'm scared, you know, frightened of it. So,
Grace.
yeah.
I noticed a thought, I can't bear it. You know, that's why I'm distracting myself from the reality.
Yes.
I can't bear it. It's too painful.
That's
That was a recurrent one in the ones that I was objecting to reality.
yeah, I can't bear it.
Yeah. So I'll go away and eat.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Perfect. All right. I can't bear it.
There's another one too that might be, mine for me is I don't have control. Because when that big explosion happened yesterday,
yeah,
I was like, whoa, okay, well, there's a lot that you can't control.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Like everything.
Yeah, right. I'm not in control of this. Can't control it. Can't bear it. All right. So just find, as you know, Gabrielle, you're always good at just holding that. Even if I'm saying I can't bear it, you can be doing, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just see. So I can't bear it. All right. And just find that situation or notice, maybe there's the pictures in front of you of noticing, watching the thoughts. And I can't bear this moment, really, because it comes in there. Can't bear it. Is that true? Can't bear it. And okay to share what you notice about a yes or a no. Just watching. Can't bear it.
No.
So just in case, if you're saying yes, I can't bear it, just check, is it absolutely true? I just notice, I need to bear it. I have to bear it. I can't bear it. I absolutely know that's true.
Grace, for I don't have control.
Mm-hmm.
My first answer was yes, and then I'm like, no, not always, because I can control some things about, when I get up or when I feed my cats but I think ultimately I don't have any control. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So just sitting with that. Maybe the second answer is yes, that I don't have control. Yeah.
And I love holding that situation. There's been an explosion, that you mentioned. Is it absolutely true? I don't have control. Well, yeah, might be a yes. It happened. So that's interesting. Okay to hold if you notice a yes. Absolutely. What happens when you think it? In the way you're thinking it, just watch the energy of this. I can't bear it. There's no control. What's that energy like? How do you react? How do you treat the situation?
Yeah. I can see they're linked even. Like I have no control. I can't bear it. It's a link because it feels to me like it is beyond my control. This is just happening. And I can't bear the pain of it, like the grief. But then I know that's a story, and I can see the attachment to the preference of joy or pleasure or feeling better.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I sit with that, it's, I can't bear it, and being rejected is, I can't bear being rejected. So I avoid it. It hurts. I want to flee. Panic. Inside, I panic. I get ready for abandonment. I just feel incredibly sad. And that's what I have to sit with if I don't go eat something.
Yeah.
And then part of me eats and says, okay, I will give him a reason to leave because he won't like my fat body. I will give all of them a reason to not like me because I don't want it to be me that they don't like. Too painful.
For me, I was thinking, I can't bear it. And I was thinking about my teeth. And initially I thought, okay, I can't bear what the pain of the surgery, the pain. And I thought, no, I've been through so much pain already, and I went through that just fine. But what I really can't bear is that somehow my teeth are a reflection of the evil, the badness inside, and that it's just they're going to say something to me, or they're going to have proof, or my teeth are proof that I am bad, and that's what I can't bear. I can't bear that truth.
Hey, Grace.
Yeah.
Can I ask if it is too distracting or throwing people off for me to stay on what my statement is and share about my statement? Should I just
It's fine.
kind of keep it to myself, or?
No, go for it.
Okay. So how I react when I believe the thought I don't have control is I am angry, fearful. And this is interesting because I want to walk away from it, because if I can't control it, fuck it, like, why bother? So I have to get away, and that is the eating, because I want to go away because I can't control.
Right. I'll control.
And I don't want to sit in fear, so I want to alter.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Very helpful. We'll see. You can just see in this, just watch in that situation. I can't bear it, or I can't control it. So where you see it's going, any images of the future or images of the past. Just watching. and how
Mine
you,
is, oh, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
There's no, this is what comes up is there's no hope.
Mm.
And, you know, why even play the game?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If it's just random and things just happen, which I know about life. It's almost like I feel like what's also coming in is I know too much.
Mm.
You know, I know too much about, like, okay, life, that's life. You know, that is, you don't control things. I would love to. I would love to just, you know, say, okay, you shut up, you come closer, you get away. You know, I would love to orchestrate everything, but
Mhm.
it's not how it goes. So part of me is like, I know too much. I know I have no control of
Yes.
anything, circumstances, people. And so it's almost like depressing in a way, like that's just like surrendering, but surrendering to a sort of sadness around that, rather than just like, okay, you can't control it, so just accept, just, you know.
Like resignation, surrender, resignation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think that's what triggers the eating around that.
Sure.
So that's what another thing that happens when I realize that, when I believe that thought.
Mm.
When I'm believing the thought that I can't bear it, I get another kind of repetitive thought of, you know, it's that thing of it's not going to change, it's never going to change, and there just is suffering. Buddha said it too. And like that feeling of, I don't want to live here in this world with the suffering that's here.
Mm.
And then I want to die comes. That's depressing. That feels very, very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So powerful to notice. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah. Like it's just too much.
Yeah.
What's the point to it even, you know?
Yeah.
Because not everybody is going to get to find inquiry and appreciate the value of it, but they're still going to suffer. So it's like,
yeah,
but I don't want to be witnessing that. It's too hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've nothing to give. Like I can't help. I've nothing to give. Like I feel useless.
It's powerful to see how I treat myself. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm useless.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
energy of it. It's like I'm useless. Oh, and that's, I shouldn't even be alive, you know, why
Yeah.
bother me?
Why waste space on the planet? Like just die. Just go away and die.
Yeah.
That's how useless I am.
Yeah.
Die.
You could just feel the energy of that. Everyone's experienced that, I'm sure. So I'm useless, and the pain of that, the grief of it, hopeless.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just stay. Same, looking at what you're seeing, that situation, those images. Who would you be without this story? Without the thought. Can't bear it, can't control it. We weren't able to have that thought. Even in this moment, just noticing.
Yeah, I can see guilt about turning my attention that far inward. it feels as though I abandon others and their experience of reality and their suffering. And I feel selfish for turning towards the stillness where there is no identity present. There's peace with reality. And I have big guilt about accepting that.
Mm. And that's good to just catch even the little subtleties in there. Like if I turn towards it, I won't be useful. I won't serve. Can I absolutely know that's true? You know, like, I mean, just watching, just great. I love that, finding these in the question 4.
I had a really interesting visual when you asked the question, the 4th question. All of a sudden, I got really big. It was like I had this, like, I grew and went, wait a minute, I'm here and it's okay.
Huh.
I'm here, and wait, you listen. And that's actually what I did yesterday, and it turned things around. I just never stopped to realize how connected to my rejection issues that was. But I felt when I don't have a thought, it's like, okay, this is life. This just happened. What did it really mean? You got angry. Let me find where that's true for me. Let me acknowledge you. You're fine. But what does that mean to me? And being there I was there for me. And it actually turned out good. So I did what was healthy. I just never really acknowledged my pain. And I like what Trudy said, because I love question 3. I am so in my head. I've been so in my head all my life because that's where safety is. I can just rationalize anything and understand everything. And once I found the work, it gave me permission to sit and be with my feelings without anyone having to take care of me or tell me it was okay. So that meant I didn't have to be there for anyone and tell everybody it was okay because I'm so codependent, right? And it just cut that off and it let me see. So that's what I didn't do yesterday, that you just gave me the gift, the space. And so I really appreciate that, to be able to go, I'm okay. I'm here, and it's okay to be here. It's okay to be in pain. And then to notice that I can be big. I'm already 6 feet tall. How much bigger can I be? I mean, I really saw myself get huge, like a rock monster. Very interesting. So thank you. That was very helpful.
You know, I notice a little bit of pressure when I think I can't bear it, the vision of being at the funeral. I feel a bit of pressure to be a certain way, you know, not to be stillness, not to appear there as stillness, to appear there as the crying one who's tragic and caught up in the tragedy. And I see like a pressure to appear differently. And I see myself saying no to myself that I can't appear there as stillness. I should appear there in a particular way.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Donnie sharing, what works for me amidst the chaos was and is being grounded in awareness, so to speak. It's quiet. It does not panic. It does not care if the story going on. And that helps with the anxiety too. I love noticing that too. To accept, to invite it to stay, to watch it, to wonder what's next, that can be exciting. There's a next, you know, like, what's happening here? If we don't have a thought about whether we are in control or need to bear it, there's still consciousness.
oh my gosh, in question 4, this entire minute and a half, I didn't even think about food. For a minute and a half. Where's my balloons? Where am I? Poo, poo, yay. I want to notice that. Now I'm thinking about food.
Lovely though, like a space, there's a space there. And I love noticing we've had the thought, I can't bear it, about cravings. You know, what needs to happen, what I need to get, what I need to go do, what I need to like. I mean, I've had this, I cannot stand it. You know, like, and just so who I'd be without the thought, watching all that, watching everything happen, and just holding still a moment, you know.
Because I forget, because I get wrapped up, because I'm not in that stillness, because I get panicky, because I get scared. I think I want to take and make a Q and a 3 and just put them in strategic places in my house, just to, probably in my kitchen, to remind me to sit in question 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do that today.
Yeah. So precious. I love I love that too. It's like, what's the reality? I'm reacting. So let's be here. Let's study it. Like, oh my God, get away from it as fast as possible. Yeah. Yeah. It's very open.
So for me, without the thought that I can't control it, I would have no expectation that control is even a thing, really.
Mm.
That would just not, I would never think of controlling anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would just be like, oh, here comes that person.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, that was scary. Or that person is walking away. It would just be peace, flow, and no thought about what is next.
Mm.
It would just really truly be in the moment without that thought.
You know what I love noticing is when you speak to that too, is just, for me, it's a little so exciting in a way. Without the thought, I can't bear it or I can't control it, I notice the thing already happened. So the mind is actually a bit slow. It's deciding after what can be born and what can be controlled. You know, it's like reality already has occurred in a space of without thought. But just a split second after, there's the mind coming in to talk about it. Without the thought, it's just, here it is.
The order of things being, as Katie talks about, first is the thought, then second is the feeling. Which is, so something happens, then there's the thought that happened, then there's the, oh, that was scary, or
I don't like that happened.
I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grace. And it's what you say in 4, here it is. You see, it's it. There isn't even a label. You know, the funeral. It's not a funeral anymore, because even funeral word, that's the story. It's just, here it is. It, no labels.
Wow.
You know? There's no dialogue running with that, whatever it is that's arising.
Yeah.
You know, the quantifying it and the qualifying it all falls away.
Yeah. Those unable to interpret, you know, or have a future then.
Yeah. It's like there isn't even perceiving. because perceiving itself is like an analytical process using the senses and the base points in past or future or whatever, you know. It's like perceiving has even stopped. Just being.
So let's turn it around. I can't bear it. Maybe the simple opposite. I can.
Because there's nothing to bear. It's all a story anyway.
Laugh is so great. It is great to see. In the whole thought about bearing it or controlling it are all these ideas about what I am forced to do or should do or need to do in order to be safe, you know, or whatever is happening. And like just none of that. Yeah.
I love, I mean, on one hand, the past is, you know, a story that we hold on to, but the past is always, also for me, I can look at yesterday and say, I not only can bear it, I did bear it.
Beautiful.
I can look at my daughter's funeral and say, I did bear it. And look at the argument with my husband that actually, you know, we were fine by the time we went to bed last night because I can bear it. And he didn't leave me and he didn't go away. And so, yeah, I can bear it.
Wow.
I can bear it.
Yeah.
Not only bear it, I'm learning from it. So I don't want to change it up, but yes, I can bear it. How do I find that I can bear it? Because I did.
Yeah. I'm
still here. Even if he left, which he didn't, that would be anxiety in that another story. But in this instant, I'm still here. I can bear it. How else did I prove I can bear it? Even unaware, I somehow came to myself to support myself and went in and in his very loud way that he defends himself, I found that defense in me and acknowledged it and then allowed him to be heard and then heard him and then met him in a way that was healing, and it was healing. So I not only can bear it, I can ride it. Yeah, I can bear it. Almost sounds like just survive. You know, I can bear this. I can just survive it. More than just survive it yesterday. And I took it today and used it. Use that story, and I'm growing. So yeah, I can bear it. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah. I love, that's such a sweet thing to do, like looking at what we think bearing is, and then like, you know, like I feel like a giant holding up the world or something over here, you know, on crushing on your shoulders. At least that's the image I get, but maybe it's not, you know, it's just no need to hold anything up. I don't even have to bear it. Anything I've ever thought I couldn't bear, I actually did, even if I thought I couldn't.
I have horses and I ride horses, so immediately the visual that comes in my mind when you say bear, you know, I have to carry that, is that I flip around and jump on their backs and I ride.
Great. Yeah. I have to ride on top of it. That's kind of, if it works for you, that's what a wonderful.
That's how I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grace, what you said about that made me think of last week's inquiry, I am responsible. You know, you're feeling responsible when you're bearing something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but then you're free without it.
Yeah. And Donnie, I love this. I'm not able to walk one step, like just thinking about vertigo. You know, can't stop the world spinning, and yet I am safe. I can bear it. I did. I watched the fearful thoughts go by. This will last forever. I better die. And I'm safe. It's amazing to watch awareness watch itself. And there was a smile inside me and a knowing I am safe. Just got the world is really spinning much faster than my mind did around itself, around the sun, the galaxy, etc. Amazing speeds, and we are safe. Ooh, so beautiful.
What a gift. I want vertigo this weekend. What a gift. Wow.
Yeah.
Much more than you think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yes, much more than you think.
One of the benefits really was just allowing all the love that was showed to me. You know, everybody tried to help.
Wow. Wow.
And that was really amazing. Like Katie says, the universe is good. It is. It's friendly. Yes, for sure.
That's a wonderful movement into the turnaround, like actually finding examples of how it's okay that it happened. This thing that I think I can't bear, how is it a good thing? And that's really, even a craving the thing that I've said, I can't bear it. How is it a good thing that it's happened, and noticing I can, and just watching. That works for you, you know?
Yeah, and it's just important to point out, I can bear it because all thoughts and feelings are transient. It doesn't last forever. That's the thing. No matter how intense an experience is, it's passing.
I love that if I said, you know, whatever you all do, never stop thinking about food and eating, even though you might have said to yourself, I always, if I said you absolutely have to, or else, I don't know, something, you wouldn't be able to. Like you'd fall asleep sometimes, you'd be busy with somebody else sometimes, you'd have this space between, you'd have many other energies would exist that we kind of miss, you know. Love that the mind says always, never. And just powerful to notice 100% of the time so far, we have borne it.
Grace, could I have some assistance here? So with, you know, and I apologize, I can control it because bearing it is not something that pops up for me very often. Like I'm just like, okay, just walk through it. But I controlling it. So I have my turnaround says I can control it, which seems off, or I can't control me, or my thoughts can't control it.
Those all work.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And I can.
I was just going to say, control is, if I take the opposite of control, it's release. So so then, but without it being a double turnaround, it would be I can't release it.
Sure.
But that doesn't seem right. I don't know.
Well, where I immediately went is like I'm a human hooked up to do survival things, and if I hear a really loud noise, I might, you know, the nervous system might get turned on like a switch.
That's good. Yeah.
You know,
it's the primal brain, and it really is something that's not controllable at all.
Yeah. And you could even say, that's me. Is that true? Like this thing that's I can't bear it. Who's the I? So, but you know, just noticing in the body, there's a response, and that's okay. And maybe I'll always have that if I come across something that's very loud and very sudden and unexpected. I can't release that because it's just going to be the way something, just the way it unfolds. And who knows? Who knows?
I'm sitting here looking at words that are opposite of bear, where it fits, not just logically, but looking at it. And the last one, the very last one I just came up with that just was, I embraced it.
Oh.
Right after I said that, I went to, I loved it. I'm like, whoa, wow.
Wow is right. Yes.
It
Wow.
reminds me of what Danny just went through, and I embraced it, loved it.
Yeah.
And those are the turnarounds that I always have a hard time with. I look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. What an amazing thing to just be open to, and it can be what percolates within today. It's just like, instead of like the no, what can I find that's a yes? And it doesn't mean I have to like it, like vertigo, for some things, the spinning, my preference is not to spin, and noticing the people that helped.
It's hard for me to listen. Not hard for me. I've actually really enjoyed everything that you've been saying, and I can find it in me, everything. But it's hard for me to not go to my daughter's death as you're talking, Trudy. And I remember the moment that I embraced it, and that I loved parts of it. I still do. So tender, and such a gift to myself and to my family, and even to her, because I know that she's still around. And so I love the work.
Wow.
Such a gift.
Amazing, Laura.
Thank you, Trudy.
Yeah. Donation, love does not die. It's a fact. Yeah. Bodies come and go, so do thoughts. And I found a tremendous appreciation for my experience of pain around food and eating. The hatred I had for that problem and problems of wanting, whatever is happening there, and just noticing how could it be, even just having the question, how could it be okay that it looks like there's thoughts, there's feelings, there's food, there's life, and something's happening here where I'm wanting to eat.
I didn't even put that together until you just said that. That gives me hope. I can do it with my daughter's death. I can do it with food. Yeah. So that's hope. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
There are moments when I'm logically saying, oh, I'm grateful for this.
Yeah.
Truth of it is, I still hate it.
Just noticing.
Some work to do.
Yeah, right. It's like, what's the reality? But still, so precious to open up to. Oh, I could consider any benefits, and it's just finding turnaround examples, even if they're tiny. Like in this world, it's a friendly universe. Why would this huge craving, eating, not eating, all of it be something I've experienced? And I love Donnie saying, bodies do perish, but not love. Now you are there. Forget about hope. You are there right now. Like, wow. Forget about later. Yeah. Beautiful work, everybody. A minute can last forever.
Oh, I got one good one, Grace.
Yeah.
It can't bear me as a being because it just dissolves in the presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's very nice. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently not required.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy ending, as Tani says. Sure to be a happy ending. If I think it might not be, okay, let's just wondering. You know, open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like happily ever after in a story.
Yeah. I just love that simple thing. I can kind of hear Katie's voice saying, am I okay right now? Am I okay? Yeah. You know, with the story, it's like, not okay, Tara, something needs, you got to do something, all that. Am I okay right now? No matter what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful work, everyone.
Thank you.
Much. Yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much love. Bye-bye.
Let's go eat something.
Eat some love.